know, we were still down there for the funeral.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It was Wednesday.
It was Tuesday.
Tuesday.
And then Wednesday was not a good day.
Yeah, that's what I said.
I'm like, I like the place. My reading, one of the people I got all these stuff already, you know, like, well, you can just go. You can just what? I didn't even get the jump. I mean, it's kind of not jumping, but I guess I do. But at least you're all right. It's like, I can enjoy it the other day. Yeah. Well, that's good. I got a whole new outlet on the work part. Yeah, like I always got, they're always virtual, so.
There's a trash can in the bathroom. That's good.
I've got people that sleep on Zoom. It's like the reality thing.
Training her right?
Yeah, I'm training. She's learning. She just went to start in school. But she knows everything.
So I'll make sure I write that. I know.
How are you?
Barbara Holder.
Nice to meet you.
You're scared because you're
Yeah.
on the house. It's going to send you a nasty note. I was because you know, you're good, right?
Well, I'm before you today gave the tickets, so I had some Tuesday and some almonds. So that's all I can eat right now. That's too bad.
You got refreshments galore, honey. Did you take me?
I am about 2 minutes
So do you want me anywhere? Where are you sitting?
Right here where
How are you? Good, how are you?
All right now. Thank you. Thank you. Somebody gonna have to pray over.
That's a banquet thing.
Where are you with this? Okay. How long have you been going? Okay. Oh, okay.
Should have said that.
Okay.
All of the restroom is right here.
Okay, that's right. That's right.
Right there is it. We made sure we have one for the ladies right there.
No, I'm always trying to think. Of course I'll sit here. I will sit with you. Either in the back or at one of these side chairs.
They may be taken.
That's fine. Okay, that's fine. Yeah. Yeah, if I'm not taking it.
Oh, is it?
All they might just say after.
Yeah, food. Oh, we got food.
We get,
Found it finally.
Walked all over the floor. Makes sense now. What do you really think they're doing? That's not people's stuff? Oh, and then she. Well, save me a chair. So I can go out here. Thank you. Very well done.
Oh, yeah.
White chamber feeding. Okay.
I'm gonna say eating that.
So I only opened the one. Is there? It says we're gonna pay. Okay, and then nice to meet you. Okay, so I need that last registration. Oh, no, I've got that.
Because you're the one.
But do you like it? Do they have a nice choir? You know, we have to.
Oh no, so choir and stuff.
No, okay. It's 50 of us coming from Texas and AMU or is it okay. So he's no longer there.
He's no longer there.
So it's like the church was split.
So there was some things that happened.
She said,
You gotta remember to not leave herself on the
Hi Barbara, I'm Mary Serbach. How are you? Look how beautiful you are.
this is it. I love you anyway.
You remember me,
I know
right?
what it is.
Well, that one thing that I think last time I saw you was when we had that event at shoot, was that 16 Tech to roll out the project?
I said it anyway. Girl, 16 days, 6 months ago.
It's too long. Yes, we do.
And not taking my
There you go. Okay, thank you.
I'll always do.
So we're working on it. First things first, we have to make sure that
Yeah, you know, I then Lord, then you know, 275 2 weeks ago. Help us find that fourth husband.
we had a
Very true. My daughter. You know her, right?
Which is taking up the majority of the time with everybody.
it's coming to a close right now. So now is when our focus is going into the world where you are. Yeah. No, you are.
Putting laundry tickets on. Actually, it's one. That's not how it She drinks too, it's okay. I went cheese. Yeah, I did. In my head, I did back there. No, I hope not. Good to get you. You just get some tweets I said now.
Can I have your attention just for a minute, please? Sean, would you come forward, please? Just gonna have someone to bless the food, and then we can partake.
The power is, Father, we thank you for this day. We ask you to bless this food, bless it to be nourishing to our hearts and bodies, and bless the hands prepared it in Jesus' name.
Oh, I love it. Short, sweet, to the point. So now we can just rise and eat. Come on, boy, and start the lunch.
No.
I'm sorry?
You did.
Got my meeting plan, and I just look and observe everybody, make sure they're all getting seated. I'll wait till they're all seated.
Right.
Well, you've got the cleanings that waiting around for now. But I've been telling them to put their business cards in there, and if they don't get a chance to, they can put their, just tell them to fold over if they forgot the business card and put their sticker. And then that way they can use that for business card. So I would just send an email to them. So I responded.
Yeah, it was in there, you picked it up, okay. Oh, there he is, let me speak to him. They're saying they didn't see it. You're saying that they received. Oh, thank you, sir.
I'll follow up for you.
Yeah, please, because they got it.
Okay, I'll check.
Yesterday, FedEx.
Okay.
Yeah, the person who works directly for him is the capital improvement lead on this project. That's how it works.
When he gets hurt, I'm laughing.
So I will send because that's the person who's going to be making that call. And he'll make the recommendation. Yeah.
What are you laughing about?
Thank you. Thank you.
They never look so scratchy. Did you forward it to me?
Yeah, I forwarded that email.
¿Qué límites puede
I like this color. It's very Easter.
Like, there's one touch. Like her strawberries. I think there's a nice put them in salt water and start give it a try. You'll never end up. That's
I'm gonna take this so I can send it to Dr. Colette.
Get something to eat.
You usually text me.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab some.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So, or give her or follow her around. But she's right, but I was out of town.
You were not around. We said that we needed to give the chance. What am I doing, you know? Otherwise, I would have.
raspberries.
This is our anniversary.
Oh, it is.
No, that's yeah, I haven't seen those before.
Yeah, I remember on social media.
And that's one of the reasons the food administration was
Go have a section.
Just one.
From where?
I was down in the corner.
You said it not where it was delivered, right? And it has one in the first I think I sent that to you yesterday. Well, essentially, where it was sent. Wednesday. Took a screenshot.
I'm guessing.
Oh, it definitely would be. I mean,
I'm not
No, I mean, everybody got that when they come see me at the airport. You ain't been at the airport. Hey, how are you? Good minute. Oh my God. I recognize you though.
That's right.
Oh, no, that's okay, I was laughing. You work there? So, I'm a traveler. I've seen, when I like cruise here.
I just saw a real classy.
Yeah. The administration. Yeah, he had a
Your attention, please. Hello, ladies, presidents and CEOs of your own companies of women in construction. This is a whole lot of power in this room. It's a great and wonderful feeling for us to all be together to share information, to share information about our companies, where we began, where we're going, and where we've been. I'm going to start off with Kobe. Would you come forward as a representative of the CIB? And you're the only, oh, there's two in here. So yeah.
Good afternoon, I'm Kobe Wright. I'm the Chief Legal Officer for the Capital Improvement Board of Managers, or otherwise known as the Indiana Convention Center in Lucas Oil Stadium. The CIB, for those who do not know, owns and or operates the Convention Center, Lucas Oil Stadium, Cambridge Fieldhouse, and the garage next to it. And I got thrown off because I just saw my board put it down. Indians, Victory Field. And our role in this project, very as briefly as I can, in 2000, I'm a corporate attorney. I'm a corporate transaction, commercial contract attorney. I've had a few lives, one of which was prior to being at the CIB. I was Mayor Peterson's attorney, helped him lose an election he shouldn't have lost, left his employ, went to Cummins, and worked there for almost a decade. Mayor Hawksett became the mayor, time to go back to work, and moved over to the CIB. And I wasn't aware at the time, but I think the reason why I was told, you need to come over here and work for this place, is because folks had in mind the very project that we're here to discuss. This project had been discussed all the way back to Mayor Peterson's tenure in 2005, when Michael Browning had some ownership of the Pan Am site, but he couldn't secure all of it, so it went away, and Mr. White built the J.W. Marion. But the need was there back then, and the need is those conventions that everybody sees on the front page, or used to see on the front page of the Star when people read newspapers, with stormtroopers and the blue coats from FFA, forming the Future Farmers of America, and the performance racing industry in December, all those mega big conventions that fill up the downtown, that fill up the hotels in Central Indiana, like on race day, for the 500, had made it clear to the mayor, the capital improvement board, and the governor, if you guys don't build us an 800-room convention center headquarters hotel, along with a 50,000 square foot ballroom, we're leaving. We're gonna go to Atlanta, we're gonna go to Orlando, we don't wanna go, but we're a business and we're booming, so figure it out. And then a study was conducted by Visit Indy, our broker, in 2014 that substantiated the need, the demand for additional space, and then ultimately an idea that what we want to have happen is the convention center wants to be divided in half, where the southern half of the convention center is by the stadium, which is the newer half where the Hoosier Dome used to be. The RCA Dome used to be. Is now the convention center. That part would be one called citywide convention. Fills up all the hotels in downtown. Then the northern half, which is the older half along Maryland Street, where the Sagamore Ballroom is upstairs on the second floor, where all the hotels are, that would be another citywide convention. We can't do that now because we don't have enough hotel rooms to do that. We don't have enough ballroom space to do that. But with this 39-story hotel that's going up on Pan Am Plaza with the 50,000 square foot ballroom and attendant meeting rooms, it will allow us to do just that. And at the same time, raise the caliber, I shouldn't say caliber, we will be able to get conventions that we normally would not be able to get, such as professionals. The American Dental Association has point blank said, you built this hotel, we're coming. That's not the reason to build a hotel, but it's those folks, the throat surgeons, to be blunt, the folks that are going to be spending a lot of money when they come to downtown Indianapolis or Central Indiana, for that matter, that the state and Central Indiana and all of the folks who are their attendant businesses in the private sector want to attract. So, thus this project. The board of the Capital Improvement Board, some time ago, actually under when Mayor Peterson was the mayor, adopted a resolution adopting the city's XBE goals, the goals that are set up by the municipal ordinance as to the spend of its public projects. The current CIB board, led by Marcy Reddick, adopted a resolution at the very beginning of this project in November, maybe sometime in the fourth quarter of last year, that reinstituted those goals, just reemphasized for this project. I say that to say that you're not an add-on as a WBE in my role as the DEI executive and as the boss, as the person who reports to the executive director, Andy Mallon, who reports to Marcy. This is the vital part of our project. We have to build a hotel. Hunt is going to build it for us, but it's only going to work if this is a community project, given the city of Indianapolis is investing $501 million on this project. So if that's the case, then the community should be building, the community should be serving. And the council's made that very clear, the mayor's made that very clear, the board's made that very clear. And so far, I gotta, I cautiously tip my hat that I don't have to AECOM Hunt, because they've been doing a pretty steadfast job on getting that message and moving out. But I'm glad you're here. I don't have anything more to add to the substantive. That wasn't even probably substantive to begin with. But I would like to acknowledge Jennifer Kilbrew, who is our DEI manager. Please get in touch with her. To the extent I have your cards, I will be in touch with you just to reaffirm that we met here and copying you and to keep you in touch with a guy named Russ Louderback of the Louderback Group, who is the independent contractor being employed by Kite Realty, our developer. We own the project on behalf of the city. Kite is supposed to be developing it for us with Hunt, and they've hired this guy, Russ Louderback, who's built 140 hotels around the world and used to work for Bruce White, who owns JW Marriott and all that. So he knows what he's doing. The guy who's building this hotel, Hunt, knows what he's doing. He built the Marriott, the Conrad, and I think the West, I think. So we got a good team. But it's imperative that you all be involved, and don't hesitate to ask Jennifer questions. And that's it.
Thank you, Toby. At this moment, I would like to just ask, are there any organizations in the audience? Representatives of any organizations? Denise, would you just briefly tell us about your organization and what you do and what the aspirations are, please? We appreciate
Hi, I'm Denise Abdul-Rahman. I kind of wear two hats. I serve the Indiana State Conference of the NAACP as a state chair for environmental climate justice, as well as serve on the at-large board. And I also have started my own non-for-profit called Black Sunlight Sustainability. And mostly all of our focus is making sure that there's equity in like different projects, making sure that there's environmentally conscious, sustainable activities that are taking place with the projects, making sure that communities are benefiting from various projects. We believe that there should be community benefit agreements to every project that is done, and to making sure that communities are economically benefiting along with their cities, so that they too can benefit from all the investments from the different groups that are coming and so on and so forth. And also serving the hat of a civil and human rights. So we act as a watchdog to ensure the inclusion of groups that are typically left behind. And and we'd love to see this project have solar. We hear that it's a LED certified project with energy efficiency, so we're really happy about that. And we always want to make sure that there's lots of contracts and workforce development with people of color. So we appreciate Ms. Holder and everyone that's making sure that diverse groups are included. Thank you.
Thank you. Alice, did you have anything you'd like to add? Caught you off guard, didn't I?
Call me.
She does not. Who is also a board member for Indiana Black Expo. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Alice Watson with Indiana Black Expo. Not sure I can add value in this meeting. I was invited, and I'm always encouraged to see the city and the state utilizing women who are great and who have the expertise to actually do the work. The message that we've been delivering for quite some time, and Bob was here to say the same, is it's very critical as you look around the room that you connect with each other to strengthen your capacity and ability to actually bid on this work. I also, yesterday, had my first board orientation with Visit Indy, and really excited to see the conventions that are coming here over the next 5 years, all of it based off of the ability for us as a city, not only from a connection standpoint, but from a capacity standpoint. So we are a city with the #1 convention center attendees. We've got the #1 airport. So we've got a lot of number ones, and again, I encourage you to take advantage of any of these outreach opportunities so that you can look around the room and figure out how that you can partner to make millions of dollars. So again, thank you, Barbara, for having me. Oh, and I forgot I'm on the city board, EEO board, so I guess there is a reason for me to be here. But again, good luck to everyone on those bids, and just make sure that you, whatever there is, if there's outreach events, if there are procurement opportunities, that you, not only do you take advantage of those, but you show your face, because it's always good to, no different than interviewing, to have a face that is connected when there are those bid proposals. So good luck to everyone.
Thank you. Ava?
Good afternoon. I really don't have much to add to what Alice and Kobe have said. I'm Ava Taylor, Manager of Planning and Development for the Office of Minority and Women Business Development for the City of Indianapolis. Say that 3 times. I would encourage you to get certified. Certification is that gateway to learning and procuring opportunities. So it is key that you get certified, as I said, because there are not just this project, many things in the pipeline. And as Alice pointed out, Indianapolis is #1 in many things. And we're known for our Hoosier hospitality, and we are building the infrastructure to make sure that we can meet that need. If you have any questions, I will be here for the duration of the event. And thank you again for inviting me. And welcome.
I'm gonna just take a few minutes before I bring on the speaker and just go around the room and just let everyone know who you are, the name of your company, your role there, and anything else you want to add that doesn't take a long time. Starting with you. Yes.
Kelly Lowry, I'm with Hunt Construction, and I am the regional controller now.
Yeah.
You're not gonna make me stand, are you?
Oh.
Hi, I'm Paula Smith. I'm the project accountant on the Indianapolis Convention Center, hotel ballroom.
Emily Lucas with Powers and Sons. I'm a project manager, and I'm on the hotel.
I'm Angela Crowder of the Bennington Logistics, and I am in arrangement of transportation.
My name is Krista Simonson. I'm the owner of CAS Transport, a triaxle dump truck hauling company. last year in the room, and so now that's how I ended up here today.
I'm Hannah Cease. I'm with Tesco Solutions, and I'm just their marketing director, so I'm here to learn from all of you guys and potentially do something like this my favorite.
Jennifer Keller-Broom, Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Manager for the Capital Improvement Board.
Hi, my name is Mary Zerbach, and I'm the principal owner of Zerbach Construction Consulting. And we are very blessed to be partnered with HUN again on another formative project here in Indianapolis. So we're doing the quality control piece of the project. So happy to be here. Thank you.
Really heavy.
I'm Christy Van Soest. I am President and CEO of Safety Resources. We do occupational safety consulting in town.
Thank you.
I am Stacey Carey. I'm the president of the Alliance. We provide commissioning and test and audit services primarily, and if you're not familiar with that, we test the building systems before the arms and make sure they work correctly.
Hi, I'm Laura Barton with Rockhaven Facility Services, and brand new, just went out on my own a couple months ago, so happy to be here. And I provide like closeout and turnover services from construction into facility maintenance environment.
Hello everyone, I'm Shauna Cookman with Platinum Level Construction Services. We are a general contractor with capabilities of self-performing concrete and rough carpentry finishes.
I'm Gwen Jones with Sheer Elegance, Draperies, Blinds, and More. President, we supply and install custom window treatments and assist with developing systems for any window treatment needs.
Actually, I feel kind of odd being here. I'm Sharon Liggins. I'm at Rogers. I have a dual name, basically from Northwest Indiana. And actually, my connection here is probably my niece, Tammy, and my sister, Barb. But I'm also part of the Indiana Minority Health Coalition, which is throughout the overall area. Broadway area CDC, which is north, but filled with the homeless and those who are less fortunate, which is really our preview. And then part of First Virgin Bank, who's the northern part of the state. So, and then Sci-Fi, which is a funding institution for those of color and the minorities. So that, I think, is part of my role, and then to support my sister.
I'm Haley Pruitt with A.E. Hunt. I'm a project engineer, and I help Barbara with diversity.
Yes. And so, Monica?
Hi. I wasn't expecting this. I don't own a business, but I do help Barbara out with, I'm a meeting and event planner, and so I help Barbara with whatever she needs and making sure that things go okay with her and answering any questions that she may have. So anyway, welcome all of you. So if you have anything on your way out, let me know.
Thank you. So moving right along, there's some housekeeping rules. We're asking everyone to silence your phones. The restrooms are located right here in the back room, so you don't have to leave the room. Pretend like you're going to the restroom and then leave. And the questions and answers will be after the presentations. There will be index cards given to everybody in order to write down whatever your question is, and then we'll read it thereafter. The person that I will be introducing now is a very long time friend. When I came here, I was on the convention center, and from the convention center to the airport, and from the airport to the Indianapolis Colts Stadium, from the Indianapolis Colts Stadium to the JW Marriott, to the JW Marriott to the Eskenazi Hospital, on to MGM, which was fabulous. Got caught up in that moment, and now I'm on the Signal Hotel here working with Akon Hunt, and it is a pleasure to meet all of you. I've known you at some time or another. I am blessed to say last month I was blessed to turn 75, and I am grateful for that. And hopefully I will continue to see you all, if you all continue to pay into the Social Security. Praise. Holly Harrington is the Senior Director of Equity and Opportunity at the Indianapolis International Airport and leads the strategic efforts to ensure the airport fosters public value by providing access to meaningful economic and workforce development opportunities. Here is a woman that is very dedicated to her job, very dedicated to minorities and women and veterans and those that are seeking opportunities in the construction arena and in the corporate arena, private arena. Ladies, I bring to you my friend, Holly Harrington. See, they do what I tell them to do.
When somebody turns 75, you just say yes, ma'am. Or at least that's how I was brought up. So one of the things, why are we here today? We said it's an honor of Women's History Month, and we want to salute women in construction. And I think I would be remiss if you just didn't hear everything that Robert's done. That's the woman we really need to be saluting today. So when she asked me, to come and talk, I thought it was kind of funny. And when you think, ain't no stopping us now. I don't know how many of you guys know the song, but it goes into we're on the move. Right. And since I've known her, she's been on the move. And as you heard all of the things that she's done, she exemplifies the struggle that still goes on. But what's powerful is she also exemplifies progress and impact. So no matter how hard the fight was, she didn't quit. She kept with it, and she's at 75, she's still doing it. So I think we all should just take a moment to give her applause. I'm only 55 and I'm trying to be like her still when I grow up. I got 20 more to try to get in. But what I will say is, as I mentor young women now, and you guys look like you'll understand a lot of the references that I make. How many people watch the $6 Million Mission? Come on, put their hands up. I'm not the only old one. So, what I tell them is my job is to pour back into people and make sure you are quicker, faster, stronger, sooner. And Barbara poured into me early in my career. So for us to be standing side by side doing similar things now is just an honor. And I would challenge all of you as women. Who are you pouring back into? A lot of women don't feel that they have something to offer, and so they don't pour back until you think you have something to offer. You always have something to offer. And another thing I share with people is, in my children's words, there's so many haters. Don't hate on yourself. Leave that to other people. And then let that be motivation for you to prove them wrong. But if you hate on yourself, you can't blame anybody for why you don't accomplish things. And even how we're raised as little girls, and then, thinking about the construction environment, we're taught to be polite. And we want to raise our hands, and we want to have nice tones. And if you guys are in construction, that don't work on this. You know what I mean? So be bold. And unapologetically bold in this space, because if you're not going to be a barber one day. And know your lane and know what lanes you need to have connections to. So as women, we really have to work together. So just wanted to kind of frame, we're talking about Women's History Month. So we can talk about projects and things that we're doing, but when Barbara asked me to do this, she said, kind of tell my story. And I'm one of 5 girls. So we're girl power, And since I'm from Detroit, Michigan, and my sister's all black, we're black girl magic all day long. And so I was the boy, is what my sisters would tell you. I was my father's son. So he raised me a little bit different. And to be bold and unapologetic early on. And so they always teased me that I was the one that was always talking, and, you know, the older women were always like, she's gonna get herself in trouble, you know, on one day. And my mother said, you know, don't conform, because when I was growing up, they were like, you wanna be a teacher, you wanna be a nurse, you wanna be this, you wanna be, I didn't wanna be any of that. So they gave me a dial, I was like, go over there. I'm an engineer by background, so that's why I'm here, but I'm a problem solver, so my career has taken me other places. But my mother saw in me, and many women saw in me what I didn't see in myself. So I didn't meet the, what I call male standards of what an engineer should be. I didn't want to fix a car. I'm at the airport now, which is crazy. I didn't want to build an airplane, but I could fix a refrigerator, I could fix a stove, I could fix a sewing machine, and my mother saw that. And so when they gave me tests, I couldn't answer all the automotive stuff, but she put me in environments of STEM, which led me to pursue a career or a degree in engineering early on. So in about 7th grade, I knew I either wanted to do something computer science, but men told me that was all programming. I was like, I don't want to be a data entry person. So I flipped to engineering. You know, if you think about the messages we give, you know, young women today, make sure you're not giving them something that could hinder their potential. And sometimes it's not on purpose. But I will always be grateful for my mother, because she told me I could do anything. And, you know, some people say it might have sounded like it did because I was a mess back then, but she said, you're gonna be great one day. And I just hope I live long enough to see it. And I didn't take that as something negative, like I wasn't where I was supposed to be. It made me believe in myself, you know, early on. And so all of that is to say that there are gonna be different moms you have in your life. It may not be your mom, but in this space, that's a mom. I'm young, but I still can be a mom that can coach you guys and help you along the way. So just know the nurturing nature that we have is not anything you need to be ashamed of. In fact, in the work environment, organizations that have women do better. Did you hear me? Organizations that have women in leadership do better. Now, if that doesn't make you speak when you're at the table and not wait for your somebody to say, raise your hand, I don't know what will. So know what your power is as a woman, especially in areas that they don't think we belong. So I want to tell you a little bit about my story. It still amazes me. I'm still a little girl from inner city Detroit. And to be in this kind of environment, I just crack up. I was like, boy, they don't know my backstory. So I grew up in Detroit. Like I said, I went to school to be an engineer. I thought I was going to go back and work for an automotive company. And the automotive world was very unstable in the early 90s. And so my father was a pharmacist, so the other side of the business I knew was pharmacy. So where do you think I wound up? You had a living company. So I went to Howard University in Washington, D.C. and got recruited to come to Indiana, not Indianapolis, Indiana. So my first job was in Terre Haute, Indiana. So when you talk about culture shock, just think about all the things that I've said to you guys. I grew up in Detroit, Michigan. I went to school in Washington, D.C. And my first job was in Terre Haute, Indiana. I felt like a zoo animal. There were so many people that had not seen a woman in a STEM, in a technical environment. And just the discussions were amazing, too many to number. But one of the favorite ones that I have, and I'm sure as women, you've heard people say, well, you only got this job because you're a woman. Does anybody, raise your hand, anybody ever got that? The only reason you're here, and then for me, I'm a black woman. So if it wasn't, you're only here because you're black. You're only here because you're a woman. And they needed to bring you in. It's not because you're capable. It's not because you're you know what you're doing. It's just so that they can have the representation. And so I always tell women, we're more than representation. We bring it. And so when I was, there, we went through, and at this time diversity is different when you're in a diverse environment. So if I'm always around primarily black people, but where there was a mixed environment where we always worked together, being in an environment where there were very few black people, it's your perspective is very different. And people were emboldened to share their opinion. So we went through this training, and you could just feel the men, kind of tense up, because basically it was telling them you're becoming obsolete, and minorities and women are going to replace you. It was funny in 2020. And so they were real uncomfortable. And I'm not only black female in the room, there was one other black woman. And we're sitting there like, really, y'all? So, they were like, this is a safe place. Let's talk about this. So one man looks at me and he says, well, I just have to say it. He said, you took my son's job. Mm-hmm. And they looked at me, they were like, well, what is she about to say? And I said, well, I'm really sorry that you feel that way, but I have one question. He said, what's that? I said, does your son have a mechanical engineering degree? He said, no. I said, sweetie, I did not take his job. And from that point on, that gentleman and I became really good friends. And we could talk about everything. So when I was coming up in the construction environment, because I was doing capital projects, we had, now we have George Floyd. But who remembers what we had before? Rodney King. So that's what was going on while I'm in Terre Haute, Indiana. So we had Rodney King, we had O.J. Simpson. They were like, why do black people believe that he's, not guilty? I mean, so to be able to have very open dialogue and not have chips on our shoulders is really important. So I'll give one other story. I remember when they told me that the Cosby Show at the time was just so unrealistic. Mm-hmm. I just don't like it. And I was like, can I ask you a question? That was I was notorious for that. And I said, what do you think my background is? And they just went, oh. I said, what do you think my mom does? No idea. What do you think my dad does? You think a lawyer as a mother and a doctor as a dad is not real for a black family. Help me. And so he was like, well, Holly, I don't know. And I said, my dad's pharmacist, which is very close to a doctor as far as an education and things like that. But on that kind of same level with lawyers, I said, my mother's a speech pathologist. My mother started in me. She has a master's, I don't. Now, I went to school with her when she got her master's, but I was only 3. But she has her master's. She could have her doctorate, but she opted to work in inner city Detroit as a speech pathologist to help those who might not have access with someone like her education, but she could have her own practice. So for me, this is very real. And I said, in contrast, if I look at TV, I said, it's the Simpson and the Bundys. Is that your house? And he said, fair. So, as women, use your voice and your unique experience to help people understand the value that we bring, especially in spaces like construction where people don't think we belong. And we've come a long way, but I'm not going to sugarcoat and candy coat, even with W and MBE programs, that there's a red carpet rolled out for you. Now, there's some organizations that really want you there, but unless you can perform as a prime, you're gonna have to be a sub. And that prime, if they don't share that same degree or interest that the other organization does, it's gonna be a struggle. And it's like that in the corporate world. We call it the frozen middle. So think of, if you're a sub, primes can be the frozen middle where there's an organization saying, come on, we want you, but somebody else, not so much. Or they're gonna do the bare minimum. So when we start talking about goals and things like that, yes, those are important, but what's most important is your capability and the value that you bring. So you don't have to lead with, I'm a woman or I'm a minority business. You lead with what you're good at. And that will serve you every time. My mentor is a guy named Reggie Williams, and he talked about diversity is the cherry on top, right? Or his favorite one was the gravy, right? Would you drink a ladle of gravy just by itself? But doesn't it make a potato better? So that's what he says minority businesses, veteran businesses, and women-owned businesses is the gravy. But you've got to have the potato too. You have to be capable and have substance. Somebody randomly called me, so I promised I would share some advice. Do not let people manipulate you as women-owned businesses. Do not allow yourself to be passed through. You bring something, so don't let somebody try to overshadow you, or say, I need women spin, so you just say this and do a 5% markup. It happens with husbands, it happens with brothers, it happens with partners. You add value for what you bring, and don't let others minimize you. And I led with don't minimize yourself. So, I'm an example. If I started off at STEM, I left construction because I got tired. I wasn't Barbara. I felt like I had to wait for somebody to die or retire to get an opportunity to move into higher levels of leadership. So I didn't get my PE, and I followed the money. So anyone who stays in it, I see Mary, and I know what she has to do with. Stay in your excellence. I coach my kids, you can only be your best, right? So be that. And sometimes you're gonna have to walk away from work and walk away from opportunities if they're compromising your best. And so, I'm honored to be able to talk to you guys. Like I said, I'm local from Detroit, a STEM person. I'm blessed to still be in a capacity. I did capital projects at Lilly for 8 years, and a lot of people don't know that. So primes will come talking to me about things, not knowing that I deliver projects for a Fortune 100 company, and they'll talk to me like, well, we can't find them. I'm like, well, they're all right here. Where'd you look? So it's always kind of funny, and they're like, well, why does everybody want you to talk? Well, I did projects, and now I am an advocate and enabler for other businesses to be successful in this space. So I'm going to kick it, I think. Am I good on time?
Yeah, you're perfect. Yeah.
Okay. And if we have time, I've got a video I can talk to you about, the airport. I'd be remiss. Who knows how many times we've been number one? You can't. You can't either. Well, I know anybody that doesn't other than me with us already. Anybody want to throw out a number? 10. Because I said I brought a couple of, and I know you've got raffles, but I was going to give one away. Look, I had to ask Ava. You already have one?
I don't.
So what's the number?
10.
Nope.
11.
3.
12.
Who said 12? 13. You want a Madam Walker?
I would love that, but I know, I have an insider.
But then you said it.
No, but it's 12 years.
So we have a decade of excellence plus. So this was when we were at 10 years, and she can give these items away. I've got some other posters, but you guys, I can't say how blessed we are to be in an organization where travelers that come through the organization think we're the best airport for 12 years plus. And I've been there for 10 years, so I feel like I've had a little to do with that. But I would be remiss if I didn't say my boss is Mario Rodriguez. And people are like, you are so happy. And when I left Eli Lilly and Company, I said, I will only work someplace where I have work-life balance. So we're mothers, we're wives. Nothing is going to not let that be my priority, right? I said I wanted to feel valued and I wanted to make a difference. And I can say my boss makes me feel like I'm valued. They allow me to have work-life balance and family first. And by the call you gave me, I feel like I'm still making a difference. So whatever your things are in life like that, make sure, you know, I said don't minimize yourself, but hold yourself accountable to what's important. And those are the things that have to be in my life so that I can be my best. So thank you guys for having me.
Thank you so much. So we're gonna have a quick raffle. Pull the card out here.
I love you more.
And that is for the Finding My Voice by Valerie Garrett. That will be.
I would put my own card, I had to put it back in.
And the winner is? And the winner is?
Kristen Van Soest.
Thank you. So as we were talking about different events and things that have happened, when I look out on the audience, I could honestly say probably 85% of the people that are in the room right now, we have a story together to tell. And generally when women that own their own company, and especially women that are in diversity, equity, or inclusion, you know, they changed it so many times. It went from affirmative action to workforce development and so many different titles, so I just rolled, you know, with the title. So when people come to me and they're complaining about the different things that have occurred, I would say, what happened? Well, they told me they just checking a box. Or, well, they told me that I'm not capable. Or, well, they yelled at me. Or, well, they didn't give me the contract award. It's hell being in construction and being a woman, and specifically if you're trying to work in the area of affirmative action. So I always tell them, let me tell you what real hell is. And that's the story I've always told them about working on a project, Chicago State, Cabrini Green, going to work every day. You know, my sister Sharon knows about driving there every day, back and forth, specifically because I was divorced, had 2 kids, struggling, trying to make it. So, you know, I'm still going to do affirmative action. And one day, this person came to me and he said he was the mayor. And as far as I knew, the mayor was David. And he said, I'm the mayor. And I said, wow, he's the mayor. And he's covering, you know, like 25 blocks of a project area, which the company that I'm working for, we're tearing down the projects and turning them into condos. So do you think they were happy? No. So every day, somebody different would come with a different threat. On this one particular day, because, you know, Barbara, I love everybody, and I tell them, you know, call me Miss B, call me Mama Barbara, call me OG, you know, put a handle on my name, because I'm on Chicago State area. So this one particular day, the guy comes to me, Mustafa, who's the mayor. And the contractor that I was working with said, I'm not going to bow to those Gestapo tactics. I'm not going to let them threaten me, Barbara, and you don't let them threaten you either. And I was like, okay, you know, we ain't going to let them threaten us. The next morning, he called me, the mayor. So he said, don't come to work tomorrow. And I said, don't come to work tomorrow. He said, no. I said, look, he said, don't come to work tomorrow. Call in sick or whatever, but don't show up. And I said, So I called the construction manager and I said, they called and told me, don't come to work tomorrow. He said, well, I told you, we're not gonna bow to these Gestapo tactics. That's okay, but something in my spirit said, don't come to work. And as God is my witness, when people talk about the threats they have on these projects and what you go through, do you know that next day they threw dynamite on my project? Oh, Lord. So I really don't want to hear the story some of y'all be saying. They threw dynamite on that project because they felt that we were removing their community and there was nowhere else for them to go. But I had to continue on having contract meetings. I had to continue on talking with the people from the community about jobs and access to jobs. So it's not gonna be easy. It's not gonna be easy. If it's easy for you, then there might be something else to it. I won't say that. But I'll tell you what my dad always told me, and then I'm gonna move on. My father told me, he said, and I'll pass it on to you all, no one can ride your back unless you bend over. And if Barbara's never told you nothing else, believe that. No one can ride your back unless you bend over. All right now. Where was I to finish my song? Okay, the next person that we're introducing is the Director of Business Diversity and Workforce Development. And the only thing I'm going to say about her is that she is a third generation of a Barbara Holder. Tammy Davis.
I don't really need a mic again. Because I talk with my hands and this thing would be flying all over the place by the time I get done. So while Haley is getting all the technology set up, thank you, Mom. Thank you, Mom. You know, as the saying goes, strong women, may we raise them, may we be them, may we become them. And I am a strong woman today because my mother raised me to be that way. I am a strong woman, and I am also becoming an even stronger woman because of opportunities just like this. I mean, imagine growing up with mom as mom, right? With mom as mom. My sister and I, we're tough. And I remember, I think I was 8 years old. My sister and I were going to New York to visit with my aunt for the summer. It was like a summer camp or something. And my mother, this was my first time flying, it was on TWA. And my mother dressed us up exactly alike. We had on, you would think we were like pre-Beyonce, because we had on yellow cowboy boots, blue jeans, vests. I think we had hats. I mean, we were dressed alike. She wanted us to look exactly like, you know, so we could be identifiable. You know, these two little black girls flying for the first time on TWA from Chicago to New York. But it was something about that trip. Number one, she instilled in us, you know, to conduct ourselves accordingly. You know, it was that independence, that responsibility, that accountability. And there was also that fear, because she always told us, now I don't have to kill you. And I don't want nobody calling me about my girls. You know, you behave yourselves. I mean, she really set the stage. And fast forward to our careers, we still have that, at least for me, I really don't have that sense of fear. Like, I can walk into unknown rooms, not know anybody, but I know myself, and that's all I need to know. So as long as I walk in the room and I know myself, I can always make friends and make connections. And I learned that from the experiences and the exposures that my mom gave me. And now that I am that next generation, that next Barbara, I introduce myself oftentimes as a third generation of the civil rights movement because my grandfather preceded us in this work. My grandfather started an organization, the Fair Share organization, with other attorneys and prominent business and faith leaders in our hometown. We grew up in a household where people came and sat at our table. When they wanted to know how to get somebody elected, how to put the first black police person on force, they were at my grandfather's table. When we elected the first black representative of our district, who was Earl Harris, sat at our table, senior, to clarify. They sat at our table. When it was time to picket City Hall and picket restaurants, retail stores, that was at our table. That's the household that I grew up in. So when I show up at tables as a woman in construction, with a lot of male dominated, they're all looking at me as if, number one, they don't expect me to know anything because of my age. They don't expect me to know anything because I'm a woman. They don't expect me to know anything because I'm African American. And they don't expect me to know anything because I'm an African American woman. Oh, and let's not forget, oh, you from Indiana too? You really don't know anything. So, you know, I take that as an opportunity to show them who I am and what I bring to the table. But what I really bring to the table is all that history with me. So I let those who I sit across the table with oftentimes in these male-dominated industries, that when I'm at the table, I'm not coming to the table with just my experience. I'm bringing in 20, 40 years. So I'm bringing a whole lot of antebellum issues, concerns, and fight for our rights, the 1920s women vote. I'm bringing it all to the table. And I think that so many times we are discounted before we even get a chance to sit at the table, that if I was to offer any encouragement before I get to this PowerPoint presentation that I have to do, you know, I gotta keep my job and pay my mom Social Security, you know, before, it's important for us to stay in a season of learning, to always staying prepared for these opportunities, because when they come, you don't have time for you to get ready, right? You gotta get your certification when they talk about that. If there's another level of certification that you need, get it. And just hold on to it as gravy. So you walk in, I have 20 years of experience working in this field. I have this degree, I have these levels of certifications, I have worked on this project. This is my value that I bring in. Oh, by the way, I just so happen to also be a woman-owned business. And oh, by the way, I just so happen to also be certified as a diverse business, as a veteran-owned business. That's the gravy. But all the capabilities and your capacity, that's who you are. Because you're already going to be discounted. And they're always going to be looking at you like, okay, what is she bringing to the table? And there are times, you know, you see the frowns on people's faces. They frown up because they're looking at you. And sometimes I frown back. I say, are you okay? Can I get you some water? You know, I'm like, can somebody help this man out? You know, because we have that stigma. And so we always have to be in a season of learning and preparation and seeking out those opportunities and then show up for the opportunities. It's one thing when someone puts their name on you and they're able to give you a seat at the table, but you gotta show up and represent your sponsors. And don't embarrass them. We only get one time, and we all represent who we are. So if you're a woman at the table, you're going out for a project, they give you an opportunity, now all of a sudden you're carrying the burden of all women, own businesses, by your performance, no matter who you are. So always show up, and then show out too. You know, make sure you're representing well. So, you know, just a little bit in terms of background in my story, people don't really know how hard it really was back in the 70s and 80s, trying to make sure that you had a seat at the table. And so my mom used to bring me to some of her community meetings on Saturdays on weekends. And I've been in those meetings where they've been grossly disrespectful. And it's not all coming from white men. Some of it's coming from African American men too. And I remember like going through high school and having had to go through some of those meetings. I was like, this is not what I want to do. Because it was hard on what I saw, what she had to endure and just take it. Because she had a job to do and she had two girls in Catholic school. and one was real demanding. One needed a whole lot of attention. I won't say who, but you know, she had two girls that she had to take care of, so what was real special. So, you know, that the sense, I don't even think somebody can even fathom what it was really, really like. But I was there as a young girl, seeing it, feeling it. And I did not want to be in this business. I figured I wanted to go to law school. Don't even say anything about it. I wanted to go to law school, and I wanted to be a judge. One of the things I saw that was very consistent in our industry is that we're all regulated by policies and laws. And I figured if I had a seat to impact the policies, the regulations, and the laws that govern this, that's where the change began at the top. We're here implementing what somebody else put in place, but we weren't at the table to implement those programs that really benefited us. But that's where I wanted to go. But God ordained my steps to do this work the same way that my mom is doing. And I mean, I get so proud every day that she said at 75 years old, and I'm 50-something, that I can see her as a model of what it's like to do this work. And I can be proud as a daughter, as a woman, as a Black woman, to have that type of representation in my blood and also in my house. I mean, we don't live together, you know, but you get it. It's a family. But that's what I have. And so if anything, may you also raise women to be like you. It doesn't have to be your daughter, but raise that receptionist that's in your office. Raise that young female carpenter that you're employing on your project. Raise that intern to be the next woman business owner. We all have a responsibility. And it's because of all of this and ordering my steps that I now serve as the Director of Business Diversity and Workforce Development for the Obama Foundation. I mean, I know my grandparents are extremely proud that I get to oversee the construction-related DEI and building the Obama Presidential Center. A girl from East Chicago, Indiana, working on this massive project. You don't need it. I don't need it. Okay, all right. So, but you have to show the video. I'm sorry. How much you show the video?
Look, sometimes God just takes over.
That's right.
It's Good Friday.
It's Good Friday. That's right. We're gonna stay within 3 days. Yeah, it really is an honor to work on the project. And what is interesting, I've been working with the Obama Foundation for about 3 years now. And some of the organizations and people that were naysayers and anti-affirmative action, anti-hiring, I am encountering some of those same people on this project. And one particular, he remembers Mom, and he remembers me at the community meeting. One of the community meetings that my mother had. And at this one particular meeting is when I spoke up. Because I was that one that would speak up. And I expressed to him how disrespectful he was. I did not appreciate how he was speaking to my mother, and for him to be a Black man to speak to a Black woman that way, he was totally out of line. I did not like how he And what I find so funny is that sometimes when we are at community meetings, even at the meeting he holds, he loves introducing me and telling folks that story. That he's known Tammy since she was a senior in high school, and she stood up against him at a meeting for not respecting his mother. But it just goes to show you, you know, even how many years later that has been. So the struggle continues even in this anti-DEI world that we find ourselves in, where everything is the DEI fault, right? Going back to just relationships and history, I worked on a project in Chicago. It was the Rush University Medical Center project, $1 billion 5-phase project. I was working for a diversity consulting firm in Chicago. called Trinity. About a couple months into that program, and I'm talking about connections here, and relationships and history. And I went to meet with their director of community affairs. And so again, they want to know who you are, get a feel for you, because they want to know if they can work with you. Are you going to be a problem? So I sat with the director of community affairs at the time, and his name was Reginald Adams. And so as I began to share my story, and I always lead with, I am a third generation of the civil rights movement. I am here because my grandfather, ... and my mother, ... And so when I come to the table, I am bringing all of their experiences with me. That is my general introduction at most of my meetings. And so he said, wait a minute, your mother is Barbara Holder? I said, yes. He said, I worked with your mother, the last major capital improvement project we built in the 80s. And he said, if that's your mother, then I know we're gonna get along just fine, and I expect great things from you because of how she advocated and championed for women and minorities way back in the 80s. That was a long time ago. And here he was. Mom hadn't been in Chicago in about 20 years, but her name still carried weight. And that relationship, more and more as I began to do more projects around Chicago, that's Barbara's daughter. That's Barbara's daughter. And one day, I won't have any, maybe Kyra, my niece, they'll say, that's Tammy's niece. That's Tammy's niece. Maybe that's something that they'll be able to say at teacher ride. Because getting married and having children was not on my docket either. That's not on my bucket list. But I'm still looking to go to law school. But you know, the history and the relationships that come with who we have as advocates is really important. And it's important, you know, when we talk about, and Holly mentioned this, you know, of not being a pass-through, that goes for some of our diversity champions too. Because there are some diversity champions, they're pass-throughs. They're not helping us at all. They are gatekeepers. They're not even gatekeepers. They're not even keepers of the gate. They somewhere standing on the side, right? And they're not really helping us. And so it works both ways that, and I know that we don't have many owners in the room, but who you hire in these positions is very important. Because who you have as advocates is really important. And some of them determine whether or not you sit at the table or not. They determine whether or not you even hear about opportunities like this, how information gets shared. So, and we have to hold them accountable. When you find these pass-through DEI professionals, you need to call them out on it in your own way. I mean, I'm not saying go get your posters from the dollar store and write, you know, call them out and, you know, put it on Facebook or YouTube or LinkedIn or Instagram. But you have to hold them accountable also. And for me, I appreciate hearing from my community advocates. I don't shy away from them. Yeah, we'll have a sit-down conversation. And if you find something that you need to check me on, I'm open to that. But let's have an understanding, right? Let's have a mutual respect for that in terms of making sure that we are not, even unintentionally, holding you back from any opportunities that may exist. One of the things that I have learned, being in a lot of these different spaces, is that it's important to be connected to those who are connected. Mom is a great convener. She likes to bring people in, and she knows how to bring people in. We grow by working together, and it's important, if you really think about it, Mom is working on the Indianapolis Convention Center, Hotel, and Ballroom project. Holly is with the Indianapolis Airport Authority. I am with the Obama Presidential Center and the Obama Foundation. We have procurements all over on both sides. And I do want to share those procurement opportunities with you because we do welcome certifications from all over. So even though you're in Indianapolis, we welcome you to bid and propose to us. But just think about the procurement opportunities just with the three of us. The access you have to directly connect with us. And to someone on the outside, they would think, you know, there's no way that I can't bid to the airport authority, or I can't bid to the Obama Presidential Center. You know, I'm in concrete, I'm in shears and window coverings, right? But the exponential economic opportunities that exist through the three organizations, and that's what a real advocate does. A real advocate doesn't just focus on their project or their company. They recognize that the growth potential expands and multiplies even more so when you bring in other economic engines to support businesses. And it may not be directly in your particular line of business. And so think more broad about where your company is. Like, you may be in concrete, but it doesn't mean that I can't introduce you to the global supplier category manager for Hyatt Corporation, just by me meeting you right here. Because I, in turn, have connections and relationships and resources. So when I come out to these events, I'm not just thinking about Presidential Center, I'm also thinking about my colleagues. Because I share my network with them. And I was like, oh my goodness, I met a woman-owned business who specializes in window coverings. Carol, I remember you said that the Park Hyatt in downtown Chicago may be looking to rehab 10 floors. I met a woman-owned business in Indianapolis I'd really like to connect you to. That's a real champion, but you gotta show up so that we know who you are, right? And how we can then connect you to all these other opportunities. I don't know what else could be said. There's so much that has, been said, but I love the intimate settings like this. This is what women do. We sit around the table, and we don't need the big 200 people showing up where we barely connect with one another. This is where the real meat happens. The intimacy of sitting around the table where there's, women that are different industries, offerings, and categories where we can really have an opportunity to engage with one another and get to know each other personally, because you never know who's connected to who. And it may not even be your business. You may be working with a nonprofit outside of your profit, like Denise, who's with the Indiana NAACP, climate justice, environment. I mean, every time I think of Denise, it's all climate. I mean, it's nothing but climate. But I was talking to her about the electric vehicle utilization that we're having at the Obama Presidential Center. I want to know the businesses that she has come in contact with. I want to know who those suppliers are that you are engaging with. So it's not always leading with your business card, but it's also leading with who you are. Who are you when you come to the table? I don't know. I do want to show you the opportunities, but you have my business card. You can email me, because I do want to share some procurement opportunities that we have with the Obama Presidential Center. Feel free to email me. With the Obama Foundation, we have a lot of professional services, as well as on the construction side. We're going to be opening with our, what we call our home court, where we are opening up an athletic center, and that has a lot of opportunities still on the project. So stay encouraged, and I will end with strong women. May you be them, may you raise them, may you become them, and I am one. Thank you. You are happy there.
What she didn't tell you is that they love telling the story about how their mother would take them to the airport and say, you know, like now, no kids can fly by themselves. And then, you know, 7 and 8 and 9 and 6 is 3 years difference. I get them to the airport, dress them like you said, tell me just like so. I can tell you right now. They call me. I said, nobody better call me and tell me you all acting
Or lost. We better not get lost.
God damn, we got lost. I said, now, if you get lost, you better tell me you ran away from home or something. Don't tell me you're right. But I mean, you can take it to the airport, purchase the ticket, tell them flight attendant, these 2 beautiful girls right here flying to New York or DC or wherever a relative, you know, would be, and put them on the plane. Now you all can't fly your kids down. My daughter still not to this day, she'll tell you, we go to the store shopping together, it's so funny. We're walking in the store together, and all of a sudden I told her, I said, why are you standing next to me? She said, Mama, you know, you raised us when we were young. I said, oh girl, please, you're 50 years old, you still talking about it. And I would say, stick with me, stick with me, stick with me. And she's still doing that. Right. For the first 10 people that arrive today will receive a free drink from me at the bar.
All right.
Okay, let me see.
Look, I was downstairs.
How many of you drink Long Island iced tea? So you're out. You're
And she like was strong.
Right. I think this is only fair for those women that, you know, that are Good Friday and Easter and everything. I think you can have a glass of wine. And there's a special kind of wine you can have.
Special kind of wine? What's that?
Now I'm trying to think if I can, BSLS. Oh God, no.
Black Sunlight Sustainability.
Oh, look. And Sharon, you're out. You can't do it. I'm trying to get the people I know don't drink a lot. Stacy. Stacy. When you get that, you just give them this and be a good daughter.
Be a good one. Thank you so much.
Crystal. Oh no. No, we gonna go there and try to get yeah, Tesco. How many women are in here today? All together, Monica. How many women do I have? What do you say? How many do you have all together? 20.
Okay.
Tell you what I'll do. Everybody that's here today, let's count up the numbers, because I don't want to have no problems. I'm going to buy you 1 glass of wine. 1, 2,
3, 4, 5, 7, 8.
oh, that's so nice. You don't look at everybody don't drink, don't get a number.
We need to back up.
So everybody that don't drink, raise your hand. Oh, hallelujah, that is.
I was like, yeah.
So it'll be about what, 15 minus?
Yeah.
You say about 15? So 15 of you, I'll give you, my business card. We'll meet you downstairs at the bar and I'll buy you 1 glass of wine.
Well, since you're getting a discount rate, I mean, pretty good.
Was that the end?
She's not gonna know. No, was she's done with us.
I had a suggestion from one of my closest friends. She said, just buy a couple of bottles and give her a sip. Downstairs afterwards, those of you who know. But right now, I have someone that is, I'm gonna introduce to you, that's gonna give you the project overview of our job site, which is Haley Pruitt, who has been with the company 8 years. She started off as a project engineer, and then unbeknownst to her, she decided to step into the arena of diversity. Everybody say on the count of 1, 2, 3, 4, baby. 1, 2, 3, 4, baby. Step into the arena of diversity now, and it's been a great experience for her and for I. Haley has become my right hand, and she's been very instrumental in the 56 outreach events that we have initiated. In the last 6 months, we made history. We've had 56 outreach events. So I think that at this point, when people say they don't know anything about the project, you almost got to be living under a rock. But we're pushing on and we're moving forward. And ladies, I give to you my right hand. Ladies,
I'm not gonna use the microphone because I like to use my hands. So, this is the Indianapolis Convention Center Hotel and Ballroom on the San Am Plaza. We presented by AECOM Hunt, Powers and Sons, Zerbach Development, Veteran Strategies, Barbara Holder Consulting Services, the CIB, Kite Realty, and the ONWAD, and Ratio Architects. All right, so right now we are, so May 6th, 2024, we'll start foundations. Here in a minute, I have a video, so it's gonna kind of show you from beginning to end, which is really kind of cool. And then the first of 2025 is level 1 is complete. Structure top out podium is in July of 25. Permanent powers, November of 25. Hotel readiness is March 20th, 2026, and then substantial completion is October 2026. Here is our progress. So right now, this is our office. We're on the second floor. This is the north rink. And the next picture I'm going to show you, but we have started demoing this rink. And actually, we are about here. I think maybe today or Monday it'll be completely done. And then we are going to go into the south ring and start demoing that. And this is where the tower will be, and this is where you pull in this way in the parking garage. So this is, but like I said, so my office, it's really kind of cool because I can literally look out my office view and look over. And for it being, and this picture doesn't show it, but for being demoing and tearing stuff down, it's like one of the cleanest. I mean, you could literally eat off the ground. And I'm like, wow, that is, so it's pretty amazing how this comes down and they keep it all together and stay pretty clean. But the next photo. So yeah, this is almost done. And then I'm gonna play this video for you so you guys can see how easily the building goes up. No, I'm just kidding. It's just like this. Okay, so we got your tower cranes coming in, you're pouring your foundations, and then level 1. You got permanent power is going to be there. Let's see, where are we at? December 25. So you got permanent power, and then you got your hotel readiness would be March 2026, and then your substantial completion. But see, you can see over here, which I think is really awesome because you can really see where you're at. So now we're at 73 structure, your MEPs 45, your finishes. You got your hoists right here. This is how, but once the hoists come down, then you start using your elevators and you do your interior finishes. This is just really pretty nice 4D model to show how easy it is to build.
If only.
Yeah. All right, so right now we are in bid packages 3B and 4. Bids are due April 18th. It's the enclosure, mechanical and plumbing, and then your interior construction. So your drywall, your paint, is anybody in here with interiors or interior finishes?
Yeah.
You? Okay, so interior finishes will be bid package 5, but I believe when you have the contact information for what you need, correct, with the CIB or with the architect? Okay, so that would be, because that's not under our scope, but, okay, and so bid package number 5 is May 17th through June 21st, and bids are due June 21st, and this is our interior finishes and site work. If you know anybody that cleans, really any, landscape, any of that, please send them our way, because this is, I believe, bid package 5, 4 and 5 is great use of XB participation. We really can get some great companies on our site. So this is just word of mouth network. If you know somebody, if they're not certified, we can work through that. That is, so if you really have, if they can do it, bring us to our attention, because we are definitely, we are ready and prepared to get them certified and get them on this project. So I just want to say thank you, but I do want to piggyback on what Holly and Tammy had said about Barbara. She is great. I will get emotional, but I'm a completely different person from June 2023 to now. That's gonna be perfect.
Don't give her another bit. She loves you.
I'm working that hard.
That's good.
Yes, you are.
So we're toward the end. Holly, would you like to give some final remarks? Tammy, some final remarks? Did you want to put up?
The other thing I wanted to show is the our bid opportunity, so you guys can take a look at that.
We don't want to miss that.
Okay. Yep.
While she sets up, did you guys have any questions?
Jennifer, you don't have a question?
I don't have a question, but I just want to say thank you for putting this together. I've been to a gazillion of these, and normally there's a lot of people and they're not very intimate, and this is really surprising and welcome, so thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for coming.
Okay, so just so that you guys have a visual of where the campus is, this is, so it's 19.3 acres. The home court here is what's going to be up in 2025. So just in terms of your timing, in 2025 we will be opening the campus with the athletic center, which we are calling home court. You have here the Tower Forum, the library. We're actually gonna have a branch of the Chicago Public Library. There's gonna be procurements all with the library as well. The parking garage is all underground, and we are about 56% complete with the campus, and which is gonna open in spring of 2026, and then we have the playground that's going to open after that. And that is what the home court is going to look like. It will have a basketball court, opportunities for dance, volleyball, indoor soccer. This is where majority of our activities is actually going to take place on the campus. The design build team is BOA Construction and the Chicago office of ACOM Hunt. It is also, the architects is Moody Nolan, which is the largest African-American owned architecture firm in the country. This is a representation of the women that we have in various trades on the project, and I did want to highlight our goals. Our overall diversity spend for the whole entire campus is 50%. We accept multiple certifications. So if you are certified as an MWDDE by the city of Indianapolis, we'll take it. If you're certified by mid-states, we'll take it. Come and bid with us. Right now, as of the end of January, we're at 54.5 in all of our committed spend. And this is the breakdown of where we are with our diverse representations in working our committed, and it takes a lot of work to get there. And then we also have workforce diversity goals. So when it comes to construction workforce, we have the 50% city residency goal. We are currently, based upon certified payrolls, we are at 53.6% of Chicago utilization. We have sub-tier workforce goals as well, because we wanted to make sure that there was a realized economic impact. So when you speak about CBAs, Denise, without having a CBA, which stands for Community Benefits Agreement, the benefits are enrolled into what we do. So we're making it part of our operations. We're making it a way of how we do business without actually having a CBA in place. And these are some of the opportunities for facilities and operations. So you can take a quick look or a snapshot of the type of procurements and when they will be coming online. And I can tell you, yes, geothermal. That makes me happy. That's all we want. That's all we want. You know, she's for climate justice. Yeah, we got it. We got you. Let's see. All right, building services. These are all procurements that will be coming on board. And feel free to email me to say, hey, Tammy, I saw that special event for security was going to be coming out in fourth quarter. Can you give me a quicker date? Do you actually have the date of when it's going to be coming out? No problem. I'll be happy to share that information with you. Commodity services, cleaning products, office supplies, maintenance. That's when we have those coming out. And then for our curatorial team, our director of curation, African-American woman who works with the Smithsonian, and they're very much committed to diversity in all of these. Right now, I am working on a mentor-protege agreement on our FF&E package. So we are engaging with the selected prime to ensure that we are building a small minority business to work in that space. This particular small contractor had never worked in furniture installations. So rather than just only having them as a sub, we worked with that prime and said, no, you need to have a mentor protege. We need to make sure that we're growing this business to learn this business. So we're working on a mentor protege in FF&E. And we're facilitating a lot of those types of arrangements where we don't want to just see joint ventures and subcontracting opportunities. We want to see some real growth. And so the mentor proteges will have to report back to me with the whole plan of training. I want to see certification. There's a certification that he needs to have. I want some documentation of introductions to the warehouse. I want to see introductions to suppliers, making sure that those businesses are growing. And then with the foundation itself, these are some of the areas that we are also looking for. So if you want to get on inside of our vendor database, you can register here at obama.org/OPC-vendor-information to go to those opportunities. And then, let's see. So you have a sense of what it's going to look like. Yeah, look at the video. They want me to show the video. It's really exciting.
My first job in public service and community organizing on the south side of Chicago. I was elected to my first office on the south side. Became president because of the south side of Chicago. If we're building a world-class institution, this could anchor a transformation of the South Side to create more jobs, more business opportunities, more hope. It would send a message to young people on the South Side that you count, that you matter. That's why we wanted it here on the South Side.
This is the library that's going to be open. And this is what we invite you all to bid on us. So, welcome. Welcome to the table. Yeah, so Blacks in Green, they are community partners with us. I think it's Ms. Davis, is it Naomi Davis? Yeah, so we engage her quite often. She is a partner at our table to ensure that there's a lot of sustainability. For example, a lot of the trees that were there at the historic Jackson Park were removed, and so we're doing kind of like the deconstruction. They're being repurposed. And they will be positioned back and incorporated into the garden. So yes, Blacks in Green is a partner with us.
I just know they announced that they're doing a geothermal project. I'm trying to see if it's one of the same
not the
or
same.
separate.
Right, it's not the same. But they are partners with us. I think I have yours teed up. Yep. Let me play it. Yep.
Whether you're coming home or coming here for the first time, this terminal, this place, is often your first impression of our city and state. The Indianapolis International Airport, known as IND, is a treasured public amenity. But much more than that, it's an asset which generates true public value for our community. IND is annually named the best airport in North America, is #1 in customer satisfaction, honored for resilient operations and sustainable infrastructure, and one of the world's top 10 best airport restaurants, while being selected as a choice employer in the city. Air service is taking off again, with 9 of the airport's busiest days ever occurring in 2023. More than 9.7 million people flew through IND this year, a new record. Working together with Indy's tech and business community, IND partnered with airlines to improve nonstop flights and access to key destinations, and save travelers time. We are elevating the airport experience by adding customer service amenities, such as self-sanitizing Pluie changing tables, nursing mothers' rooms, and sensory rooms for those who need a calm, quiet space, making travel easier for all. New locally made furniture and indie-based restaurants round out an upgraded airport experience. Here at IND, travelers find themselves surrounded by the inspiring work of local artists. Whether it's the newest permanent art installation, Blue Skies, rotating exhibits in our Kind Gallery, or Transitions, the largest public art piece in Indianapolis. Indiana artists have found a home at IND. Maintaining critical infrastructure for future growth in a socially responsible way creates sustainable public value. The award-winning South Runway construction continues, using an innovative and environmentally sustainable approach to the project, earning it an Envision Platinum, the highest award for sustainability and resilience. Across Indiana's largest airport system, we're managing a $180 million capital program with an impressive 88% spent with local businesses. The terminal parking garage is being expanded for a more convenient on-site rental car experience and more public parking. This year, IND received a $22.6 million federal grant for future construction of additional energy-efficient infrastructure and solar panel installation. As part of a federal security requirement, TSA deployed technology upgrades with enhanced threat detection. At Indianapolis International Airport, public value is ultimately rooted in serving the community. Our employees are kind, friendly, and caring, dedicated in service to each other and our travelers, representing the community, connecting the community, fueling an economic force for good, and making IND feel like home.
That's not part of the presentation.
So, I like to show the video, because we say this is your airport, and so, we wanna make sure that, you know, we wanna invite you to be a part of this #1 team, and we know we need you in order to stay #1, but it's just real important. A lot of the things that happen at the airport, most people don't pay attention to because we're flying in and flying out. Even when I got the job opportunity, they were like, well, come to the terminal. And I was like, well, where are the offices? And if you look above either Delta or American, that center section, you'll see glass windows. So that's where we all work. And their conference rooms and, you know, everything in there. The second floor, that a lot of people don't even know exists. I call it Disney at the airport because that's all the behind the scenes kind of things that are going on. So we invite you to go to our website, which is IND.com, and I want you guys to see. She has a different keyboard. You all right?
Good job.
Thank you. If you all could see her keyboard, you would crack up. It's pictures and flowers. Okay. So I like to actually go to the website just so everybody can see how easy it is. So when you look at it, you're like, this is passenger facing. But what do you all want to do with the airport? Business. See that word? So you just go up to business, and so you see all the information. Do business at the airport is how you could register as a vendor or see about opportunities. So I think you all want to see about opportunities. So I want, once we're apart, you all can go back to the website and you actually can see it. So I'm going to take you to my favorite part, which is the Supply Diversity Program. And from here, you can see there's public value through equity and inclusion. That's a brochure that we have. So I know Tammy shared some metrics. So we have it's this report, And it talks about our workforce development, it talks about our economic impact and our community development. And so one of the things we're most proud of is 50% of our executive team is women. And I'm glad to be one of those. Our employee makeup, over 46% is either ethnic minorities or women. So we're very, very proud of that. And we have had a trend of 30% of our spend has been with minority women veteran-owned businesses. We also this year are excited, our percentage was down in 2023, a lot of people said we shouldn't say that. It was about 20%, but we spent the most with diverse businesses ever, and we had the most diverse women and veteran-owned business ever engaged. So we hit over 200 businesses doing work with the airport. So, you know, I always say I want everything all the time, but we did the runway projects where it's heavy concrete. And a lot of folks would say, well, you just exclude that spend because there are not a lot of people. Well, I say no, we include it because we want people to know if you want to do business with the airport, that's what is core to what we do is concrete work on the airfield, and we want people to go into that business. So that's why I was like, we don't want to put the key opportunities off to the side and say, well, we're not going to include them in the spend. We want people like you to go into those areas so you can begin to do work with the airport. So let me see. I may need your help, Tammy. So we're just going to go to do business at the airport. I'm trying to scroll. So that button is how you could become a vendor. It's called, it will take you to a platform called Planet Biz, and you can register, but I want you guys to see this. Okay, so this is business opportunities. So real time, this is what's been today. So you can see design and build, there's the security, you can see how many days are left. And I'm extremely proud we rolled this out a few years ago instead of the web based platform, because you can see all of this. Did we register? Did we log in? You know, did you have to have a user ID or anything? To actually go into a specific opportunity, you would have to log in to download, but guess what we now know? We know who's looking. And so I just want to click on one, and this piece right here, it's called Prospective Bidders. So I can see every company that looked at our opportunity. We can see if they're a diverse business, but guess who else can see it? All of them. So if you can't attend a pre-bid meeting or something like that, you know, you're calling 50 people to say, who do you think is gonna bid? It's transparent. You guys can see it, their names are here, their phone numbers, so you can begin to reach out to people and say, hey, I'm interested. Or they can reach out to you if you've downloaded the information. So I just wanted to show you this platform and that you can get to it very simply. The other thing on the supplier diversity, I don't give out business cards, people. If you go to our website that I showed you and go to supplier diversity and you scroll to the bottom, it says Holly Harrington, it says my phone number, and it says my email. Somebody didn't believe me at an event, I had them call the number, my cell phone rang. So I forward my work number to my cell phone. So when people, I think we said gatekeepers, I'm not a gatekeeper. I'm trying to be your advocate and help you. And Mary and I have worked together for a long time. And I can also introduce you to people with other organizations. So I think you said it's good to be connected to people who are connected. That's real. So sometimes you can't find someone within an organization. You've got Jennifer here, you've got me here. One of my favorites back there, Debbie Oates, she knows everybody. And like Barbara, if you know us and you're trying to do another project, Ava is behind the pillar, we can connect you to people and organizations that you're trying to connect to. So don't be shy and be honest. Like, yeah, I really don't need to do business with you, but can you connect me, you know, to what's going on at IU? I might not have an opportunity that you can do, but all the DE&I and supplier diversity professionals are a family, and we work together. and we have no problem trying to do that connection. So I have one thing I wanted to read. It's ironic for what we talked about today. My favorite book in the world is called As a Man Thinketh by James Allen. Has anybody heard of it? Well, they changed it, they did a woman's version, and so it's called As a Woman Thinketh. But the poem that was in it, and I just want you guys to think for a minute, it says, mind is the master power that molds and makes, and woman is mind, and evermore she takes. The tool of thought in shaping what she wills brings forth 1,000 ills and 1,000 ills. She thinks in secret, it comes to pass. Environment is but her looking glass. We talked about don't minimize yourself. It starts with your mind. Believe in yourself, and it will come to pass.
I guess you can say you've been filled today. You've been filled today. I'm gonna ask Debbie Oates to come up and just talk briefly about what she's doing right now, what project she's on, and any information she cares to share. Debbie Oates.
Hi, everybody.
Congratulations.
Thank you for helping me get on my spot. Hi, everybody. Tammy, hold on. And follow the great things you are doing, girl. I met her in 2008 when I met her mother, like mother, like daughter. Hello, everybody. Just hello. This is a good day. This is a good Friday. This is a wonderful opportunity to say congratulations to you women in construction. And the first thing I'm going to tell you is just don't give up. Don't give up. This is a difficult road, but you are created, unique, with the ability to get it done. And I heard you say, it starts with the mind, Holly. So it starts with the mind. So when I heard about this program, this is a day for me of service and serving my church and serving my community. And this is also a Good Friday. And so I wanted to be here because when I saw, I said, oh, I got to see Tammy in person. It's always supporting Barbara. And also, this is my goddaughter right here, just supporting her. But I wanted to say to you all, there's so many great opportunities. You see how much opportunities here? I mean, I'm talking about come in with a shovel like you're digging for them. And I love what you're doing in Chicago, girl. I've been watching you, and I love what you're doing and breaking those packages up. So there'll be opportunity, especially with the FF&E, because that's an area that we don't always have an opportunity to get into. But just want to say to you, go in it, dig for the gold. Know that you are uniquely designed for this. And your mind may say to you, you can't get it done. But find out how you can get it done. Like the women that I just, sister girl here, and I met her years ago, Shauna, when she was working with Powers and Sons, and I saw what she did in, as far as working with the field and keeping the numbers, and just phenomenal. Now she has her own business, Platinum Services, and she's gonna be doing some work somewhere. And so take advantage of the opportunity of your diversity consultant. And you know, I really don't like that word. Diversity is important, but I wanna call us just in the room. Take advantage of the wealth of knowledge that your sister girls have that can tell you how to do it. That when they say do it this way, it gives you an opportunity. And so I just want to say to you, Carrie, hi, good to see you. Good to see you, Mary. And Crystal, and young lady here, that Angela, okay, so I always want to call you Angela. But Angela, just stay on it. You see these opportunities that are coming through this project. Girl, go in there and dig for the gold. Crystal, get it, because I know you won't be giving up. But dig for the gold and find out the partner relationships that you need to create. Now, I don't have to tell you that, because I know you already know, right? You already know. I'm talking to you.
Oh,
I'm talking to you.
Okay, well, see, I don't have my glasses on.
That's okay. Guess what? And I got one contact lens. But dig for the gold, because you will do that. I met her on a project in 2008, and she was digging for the gold. And she has transformed her business in doing blinds and shades and all those fancy draperies and all that stuff.
Yes.
She can do all of that. And I think it's important, and I also talk about some of the projects I have, but I want to say to you, your partnerships is what's going to get you in the door. You may not be able to do it by yourself, but find a sister girl partner or a buddy partner, whatever. Find who can help you and say, okay, so just like on your project, you've got, who's on the team? You got the CM, AECOM, and who else is there?
And BOA, but on the bigger project, we've got 5. We've got Turner, Powers and Sons.
Okay, let's say it once. Say Turner, Powers and Sons. Okay.
JAMA.
Okay, JAMA. Okay.
Brown and Moman. And Safeway. And all of those have their own opportunities. So you get connected to them. Now you're connected to what they're doing outside of the OPC.
Okay, so this is an incredible way of breaking up packages, the CM side, the professional side. You got a professional company, you need to be on that CM side. But so let me tell you, so I stopped by to say hello to you and to tell you about a project that I'm working on. One of them is the hospital project, the new downtown hospital project. So there are 5 of them, and we are working as, I call it this, a diversity consultants, sister girls, help you get opportunities, call us, find us what you need. We promise you we'll get you information you need. We want you to show up at the outreach events. We want people to see you. We don't want you missing out. We want you to dig for the gold. And what is important about the project that we're doing, it is the largest project in the nation, but we are also, and so that's a CM team. So that's working, so you know, AECOM, big oversight over that one. And so we're also, so on that CM team, you've got the Gilbane, Wilhelm, gotta say it right, Wilhelm, Gilbane team is working on that project. So that's, we just did bid package, that would have been 9. So that's one of our last bid packages. And that is with a lot of your architectural work that's going to be in there. You've got some HVAC and electrical. You're always going to have all of that in that package. And what is critical about that one is the bids are due about the 8th or the 9th. What's critical about that package, there's another package coming out. It's going to be bid package 10. And that's going to be coming out probably June, probably mid-July. So keep your eyes out for that. You get information from the city, you get information from me. But also there's opportunity. So it's a site improvement project. So it's the Harmon and the Walsh team. So IU Health has done a phenomenal job of putting these teams together. So you've got Harmon, which is a minority business. And then you've got the Walsh, and I call them the big boys because they do infrastructure too. And so they're on the project, but it's basic campus site improvement. So those of you who are in the infrastructure realm, look at those projects. We've got another one's coming up and it's TBD, but look at those opportunities, especially if it's in the area of hauling, if you do the trucking. Look at those, and of course, concrete is something that everybody's looking for. I'm on another project, and it is the Broad Ripple Kroger project. So it's the one that it is multifamily, and it's a very interesting project. So if you know where the Kroger was off of 62nd Street in Broad Ripple, so Millhouse is doing that project. Now that project, if you're interested in anything with infrastructure, anything like Division 10, that's a huge area that we're looking for on that project with Division 10. So Division 10 is the toilets, the partitions and all of that, whether it's on the supply side, but I tell you, a great place to be in that would be where you could do the supply and you do the installation. So I'm just telling you now, Division 10, that's huge. And many of your projects you'll see, so you had one MBE in there, I won't even mention the company name, and she's been around a number of years, and then you have another company who does the supply side. But Division 10, and figure out how you can get together and just start a company understanding the Division 10. That's huge. I'll say it one more time. Division 10, Grover Project, Mill House. Call me if you're interested. I don't think the contract is done yet for the drywall, but you want to find out about those projects. And I want to tell you that what you always want to do is keep coming back to find out what the low-hanging fruit is on these projects. Now, you talked about construction cleanup, and that's huge. Those are opportunities that you can gainfully get involved with to help grow your company. All right.
Can I add something on that direction?
Sure.
Millhouse is also performing work on your volunteer. Connected to the connected and just starting where you are. Many of these contractors that are working regionally, they develop a relationship with you here.
Yes.
Get a rapport, you perform well, so when they perform in Chicago or when they take one to Northwest Indiana, they say, oh wow, you did such a great job for me in Indianapolis. Would you be interested in working on this project with me in Chicago? Would you be interested in taking me there? So a lot of these major minority-owned businesses, they have major contracts. Just stay connected, perform really well where you are, and then they'll help you.
Absolutely. So with regard to the hospital project, Akila Darden, she's over design and construction and the DEI, and she does an excellent job in engaging with you. I know you have already engaged with her.
Right.
I know you probably got photos. We just had an outreach event and we probably had over 130 people there, and we actually got photos. And the reason why we took photos is because we wanted to see who you are and where you're sitting, so we know you were there, and we can go back and say, okay, this company, did they bid the work? So I'm gonna close. Barbara, thank you so much. I didn't know I was gonna be here. I just came supporting. I came support my buddy. And then I had to see my girls in. But just want you to know, don't give up on your opportunities. Ask the hard questions. Okay, don't be a pest now. Don't be don't wear nobody out. And you've got, and welcome back officially. Welcome back. But with Holly, I'm telling you, she knows the story from the Eli Lilly and Company to the airport to every project to how to get connected. And she will tell you, don't come with no mess.
Yeah.
Isn't that right?
I'm safe. So
Yeah, she's safe.
If you bring me mess, I'm gonna get you ready so you don't take mess and then you go have a negative. But I'll tell you the truth that you're not ready.
And see, and the word on the street is that we're not ready. But yeah, we are. We're women. We just gotta come out of the closet and step out. I'm a huge believer of women opportunities, reaching your greatest potential. Dig for the gold, make it happen, and may you all be blessed.
I just want to step in and say something. I'm hijacking here. In my role with OMWBD, I am on the fun side of the house. So with that, I manage communications, outreach, and all things related to connecting people. And so I encourage anyone who is not certified here to get certified, but more importantly, just go to our website. We have a list of all of our events that are coming, starting in second quarter, moving forward. Reverse Trade Show, that date is set, August 28th. opportunities to come to connect with folks from all different areas, banking, city, county agencies, corporations. We are partnering actually with the Indianapolis Airport Authority for the second year to host this event. It's a huge event. It's going to be happening at Martin University. So just go to our website, omwbd.gov/OMWBD, and just learn a little bit about us, and more importantly, click on those outreach, because we include partnering in events as well as our own. So thank you all again, and just lean into everything that's been shared here today.
Are there any other questions or comments or announcements? Where's Mark? I thought you guys had forgot all about this. It's straight downstairs.
I'm joking.
Straight downstairs. First glass of wine is on you. Just meet me there.
Don't put that on the camera.
Thank you, everybody. Take care.
Thank you, applaud yourselves.
Okay.
Be careful, we got a cocktail hanging.